guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to look at EZA Jace. So Jace is getting an EZA tonight on Global and JP Dokkan. I think Jace is looking like he's going to be pretty good. I feel like if you're going to use a villain build for any of the teams that Jace is on, he's going to be a pretty good option, right? And again, Jace and the Ginyu Force, they're on teams that definitely needed help, right? So Jace is on Planet Namek Saga. Ginyu Force is the first one, then Planet Namek Saga. What is that? Dragon Ball Seekers, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Pose, and then Space Traveling Warriors. Right, like I think about the Special Pose Super Battle Road stage, and how that's just going to be a joke for global players. You guys could probably just rock mostly the Ginyu Force, and I think you're going to be able to pretty easily take that stage down, right? That stage is annoying just because the roster for Special Pose is one of the worst in the game, right? There's no, like, overwhelming top-tier units in Special Pose. But Jace is looking pretty good, right? He raises defense for himself two different ways on his super attack, right? He gets a 30% defensive buff for one turn. Then he gives all allies 20% attack and defense for one turn, so two different defensive buffs. He's at 90% attack and defense start a turn, another 20% attack and defense with every attack performed, up to 60, so 3 attacks will give him his max. He gives extreme class allies 3 key 30% attack, which is fine. He shows us where enemy attacks are, which is really good, right? The Scouter effect is very powerful. We can see it in activation right there. And then he also gives Ginyu Force category allies 40% defense if there's another Ginyu Force category ally in the team. Now, that is important, right? Because that means Jace is giving an extra 40% defense right there that he will not be giving. Like, that, again, that includes himself. But he will not be giving it even to himself if there's not another Ginyu Force unit on the team. So a lot of these EZA Ginyu units, it seems like, besides Goldo, who just got cucked, a lot of them really just, like, you want to have at least one other Ginyu Force unit, and they're going to be looking good. In terms of Jace's links, we're going to have a lot of them activated. So he's got Ginyu Force, Signature Pose, Tag Team of Terror, Brainiacs, Fleet, and Shattering the Limit. Tag Team of Terror, right? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this link. This is where the link level update has failed our boy a little bit. So this is Tag Team of Terror, right? I don't know what the hell you're doing in here, by the way, but this is 20% attack for just for these two. Like, they should be getting key, defense, crit chance, dodge. Like, some of those small links, bro. Come on. So 1.87 right there is not the craziest. Now remember that even though Jace's initial defensive number right there was, whatchamacallit, even though it was 100k, remember he's getting 30% defense on super, then he's getting the other defensive effect, then he's getting extra attack and defense with every attack performed. Combined with the Scouter effect and everything going on, I think Jace is going to serve as a fine sort of floating option, like for some of these teams. The only thing, though, that I'm definitely not the biggest fan of when it comes to our boy Jace, right, is the fact that there is that little bit of build-up for him. For a support-type character like this, build-up oftentimes can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Like, you know, it's amazing how good, like, third form Frieza is, right? We all know he's like a god, right? But, like, he has to build up. He has to be getting his attacks in. But the problem is you put him in slot 2 and then full power Frieza just one-shots everything in slot 1, right? Like, that's a bit of an issue. Like, if you're going to be running a lot of these villain teams, they've gotten major buffs lately. We're probably not going to have Jace attacking too often, which he'll need, you know, to sort of increase his defensive abilities and stuff, right? So, okay, so now he's up to 114. That, of course, is... We have less support on this rotation, because remember, the Tech Ginyu, they give 50% to Ginyu Force. So now, you know, Bojack's giving 30% to Space Traveling Warriors. Okay. Our boy Jace. I feel like I'm looking at the numbers and stuff he's doing. Attack is not... Like, it's bad, but it's whatever, right? Who cares? I think would have liked him to have quite a bit more defense. I'm thinking. I think I would have liked Jace a little bit better. I mean, it's hard to say for sure. like how much damage he's going to be taking, because there we are at 2 million. But again, his defense is like 160, 170k right there, maybe. I mean, it's okay. The good news though is that with him, you do have the scouter effect, right? So like you're not going to get caught. The only thing is that I really do wish that Jace's scouter effect, you know what they could have done is they could have allowed that to activate, I think, for like the whole fight with Jace on the team. I think that would have been really nice, right? Because that's one of the major effects of like the, you know, the LR Vegito and Gogeta units, is that, you know, you get their scouter effects, but it's not just like their turns, right? You're getting a huge chunk of turns where you're going to see the guaranteed super attack. I think that would help push Jace up a little bit more if they had done that, right? If we could have seen exactly where the enemy super attacks are on every turn, not just the turns with Jace, right? Okay, so after this turn, we will have Jace fully built up too. Okay, so let me see here. What is his defense up to now? 133. Okay, I guess once he's fully built up, it's not the worst. Because, I mean, after he supers, I think he's definitely, like, crossing, like, 200k right here, right? I believe so. Let's just put him in slot 1. Let's sort of see how he's going to fare against his God Goku. The other thing, too, is that, remember, again, we are giving all allies attack and defense. It's the only thing about that ability, though. Like, you know, giving all allies attack and defense on super attack, it's like, okay, cool, but, like, that, like, doesn't really matter too much unless Jace is running in slot 1. And I feel like it's not going to be too often where you're going to do that, right? Like, I don't know that Jace is going to be a unit run in slot 1 very often. I just don't think so. By the way, I'm going to do a video, like, focus on Birder as well, but Birder is looking pretty good, by the way. I don't know. I think Birder is actually looking quite solid. More so for long events, but Birder seems to me like he's better than Jace. Jace seems fine, right? To me, like, the type of unit, Jace is not here to shoot out 5 million attack stats, right? For sure. But I just would have liked Jace to really bump up defense rather than attack. Like you could cut, I think, a 1 million attack stat off of Jace. That would be cool with me. Sure, go ahead. To give him like an extra 70k defense or something like that. I personally would like Jace a lot better in that situation or scenario, right? I probably am going to be giving Jace full additional now that I'm looking at it. To really maximize just those defensive increases, and I guess his passive as well. What are we looking at here? 164k. Again, remember, he gets a 30% defensive buff on super, and then he's also getting a separate 20% defensive buff for the turn as well. So, okay. In terms of our links, we have those, just the same ones with Birder right there. Okay. So, I mean, again, this is basically our look at Jace, right? Let me know what you guys are thinking of him. He's definitely good. He's definitely solid. Better than Goldo, for sure. If I had to rank them right now... boy, Raccoon and Birder. I need to look at Birder a little bit more. Between Raccoon and Birder, I think, are the two best. Then Jace, and then Goldo is at the end. Goldo is just very unfortunate that you have to be running, like, a full Ginyu Force team for him to be, like, solid. And it's like, that's not... So Ginyu Force is like, or Goldo is just for one of these Super Battle Road stages where you're running a lot of Ginyu Force members. That's really it. 3 mil right there. I mean, that's good. 3 million with the support he's giving, with all of the defense he's got right there. He was definitely well over 200k right there. Right, maybe like 230, 240, but I really would have preferred Jace have that type of defense immediately, not like, all right, do a bunch of attacks and then he builds up, right? I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say for sure. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking of Jace. I think Jace, he's fine. He's fine. I think he just could have been a little bit better. I would have rathered he have extra defense rather than any extra attack. Maybe if his super attack effect, he raises defense for one turn. I think if he greatly raised defense for one turn, I think I might have liked that just a little bit better for our boy Jace, right? So let me know what you guys think of him. Again, he's solid. He's definitely going to be very runnable on a lot of these teams, right? especially if you could slide in just one extra Ginyu Force unit on there. Because remember, that 40% defensive ability he gives, that includes himself, right? So if without that 40% defense from that support type buff right there, his defense really would not have been that impressive. So I think it is very important that you run Jace with like at least one other Ginyu Force member. Definitely something to keep in mind. So let me know what you guys think of our boy Jace. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.